Hey guys, it's Daniel and welcome back to my channel. So the Apple Card is a very popular credit card, but not a very good one in my opinion, and I think it should be avoided by the majority of people out there. So in this video, I'm gonna go over 5 reasons why. Now there's no question that Apple knows how to design its products to look good, so of course they designed the Apple Card to be one of the sleekest and coolest looking metal credit cards on the market when it comes to appearance. But while this credit card might be really nice to look at and hold, I personally believe that Apple is sort of up to no good here with a few tricks up their sleeve, including one thing in particular that when I learned it, it surprised me a little bit because it sort of shows Apple's true intentions with this credit card, but I'll get to that a little bit later in the video. So the first reason why I don't like the Apple Card is the fact that in order to get the most out of it, you should really never take it out of your wallet, which is ironic because it's made out of this nice titanium finish, which is one of the main selling points of the card, and most cardholders would be dying to show this off. That's because while the Apple Card can technically earn 2% back on everything, it only earns 2% back if you use it through Apple Pay on your iPhone. Otherwise, if you use the actual physical credit card, you'll only be earning 1% back on everything, which is just standard when it comes to any other credit card out there. So the second that you take this credit card out of your wallet, you lose because you'll be missing out on earning some extra cash back that you could get if you use this card through Apple Pay on your iPhone, or if you just use another credit card that earns more in different categories. And I'm warning you right now, if you try to take this card out at a restaurant just to impress people, those people might laugh at you and ask you to put the card back into your wallet as they take out a better card such as the Amex Gold and hand it to the waiter so they can earn 4x back on that meal. But seriously, if you're getting the Apple Card because of its looks, just know that it is true. Looks can be deceiving, and Apple knows this, which is why they designed the Apple Card to look the way it does and feel so premium while still offering very little cash back in return. The second reason why I don't like the Apple Card and you should avoid it, and this is really important, is the fact that there's no welcome bonus. Now, a welcome bonus does not have to be a deal breaker when getting a credit card, but it should definitely be considered. So for example, let's take a card like the Chase Freedom Unlimited, which earns 1.5% back on everything, and compare it to the Apple Card. And let's pretend that you are able to use the Apple Card to its fullest potential with Apple Pay, so you're earning 2% back. Now, if you were deciding on which card to use as a catch-all card for any purchase that doesn't fall under a traditional spending category, then you might be tempted to choose the Apple Card because it earns 0.5% more on all purchases compared to the Chase Freedom Unlimited, as long as you're using Apple Pay. But when you factor in the fact that you get a $200 welcome bonus with the Freedom Unlimited, and then do a little bit of math, you would have to spend $40,000 on the Apple Card to earn an extra $200 cash back to make up for that 0.5% difference in the cashback rates between these two cards. So that's basically a simplified break-even point for when you would benefit from getting the Apple Card over the Freedom Unlimited. Spending $40,000 on a credit card is a lot and would likely take several years to do, which is why I see the lack of a welcome bonus as a major disadvantage for the Apple Card. Not to mention, there's actually a brand new contender on the market for the best flat rate cashback card, the Wells Fargo Active Cash, which gets the best of both worlds since it has 2% back on everything, just like the Apple Card when you use Apple Pay, and it also has a $200 welcome bonus, just like the Freedom Unlimited. Also, shout out to Anthony who left a comment about thinking of welcome bonuses like this when I was comparing the Citi Double Cash to the Freedom Unlimited in a previous video. I think this is a really smart way to think about welcome bonuses and the opportunity costs when you consider getting one credit card compared to another. If you have any interesting views or comments about any of the credit cards that I talk about in my videos, please let me know down in the comment section below, because this is a community where we should try to learn from each other, and I'd love to feature one of your comments in one of my future videos. Now on to the third reason why I don't think the Apple Card is very good. But before I get to that, if you could please consider liking this video down below if you're enjoying it, and subscribe to my channel for more videos about personal finance, credit cards, and other ways to be more efficient with your money. So the third reason, which I think really isn't talked about too much, is the fact that this card further locks you into the Apple ecosystem. Don't get me wrong, I love Apple, and I think that I'm already trapped in their ecosystem, but Apple is really, really good at producing products that are designed to be used together. I mean, look, I have my MacBook right here, I have my iPhone that I'm using to film with, I have my Apple Watch on my wrist, and I have my AirPods in the other room too. So what Apple wants to do with this credit card is earn its place in both of your pockets with your iPhone in one and then your Apple Card inside of your wallet in the other pocket. They do this by doing what they always do, which is making a product that's super easy to use. The Apple Card uses an app, which I'll talk about in my next reason for disliking the Apple Card. But this app is actually really easy to use, and it tracks things such as your spending categories, the cash back that you're earning, and other things like that. So I think that Apple's thought process here is that if they can make it really simple to track all of your spending on their streamlined iPhone app, then you'll be more likely to put more of or all of your spending on the Apple Card. And since you can only have the Apple Card if you already have an iPhone, Apple is just hoping that that's another reason why you won't want to go switch over to a Samsung phone or a Google phone. Now, reason number 4 why I don't like the Apple Card, like I just mentioned, is the app. That's because while this app might be very useful for tracking your spending on the Apple Card, it's limited to just that card. You can't track your spending on other credit cards within the app, which is a huge problem, at least for someone like me and others like me who like to try to maximize the cashback and rewards that we earn across several credit cards. So while this app looks very easy to use, I just don't see it as being very practical, especially when there's other options out there like Mint that can track your spending across different credit cards and different accounts. Again, this goes back to Apple trying to tempt its customers to commit to only using Apple products. So while I think the app looks nice, I view this as a negative because the app is just limiting. But who knows, maybe in the future Apple will change this and try to develop an app that actually tracks all credit cards, but I doubt it because Apple has a history of trying to trap you in its ecosystem. And my 5th and final reason for not liking the Apple Card, which I hinted at in the beginning of this video because it's a pretty big reason, and that's the fact that Apple has been approving customers for the Apple Card with credit scores in the low 600s, which could also be classified as subprime lending. Now, every person is different, but for somebody with a credit score that's on the lower side, they might not be as responsible with credit cards, even if they're working on improving their credit score over time. People with lower credit scores may even be more likely to be living paycheck to paycheck, which could force them to feel the need to carry a credit card balance just to make ends meet. And since Apple is advertising the ability to track your spending and track the amount of interest that you'll owe if you do have to carry a balance, I think that they're almost normalizing credit card debt, which is already a huge problem for millions of Americans. I believe that credit card debt should be avoided at all costs because of the insane amounts of interest that you can accumulate. The interest rates on the Apple Card range from 10.99% to 21.99% according to Apple, but even if you're able to qualify for a rate that's on the lower end of this range, you should still avoid trying to carry a balance on your credit card because you're just going to end up paying way more for things if you don't pay off in full. That's why I always recommend that you think of your credit card like a debit card and only use it to pay for things where you already have that money set aside in a separate bank account so you can go ahead and pay off the credit card immediately. So while Apple is putting on this image that they're making people more aware of their financial health, what they're really doing is they're enabling subprime credit card users to accumulate more interest charges because they think it's okay because Apple supposedly has their back. And I know, Apple is not alone in being the only company out there to profit off its customers accumulating interest charges because every other credit card company out there does the same thing. But for me, knowing that Apple is trying to get this card in the hands of people who are subprime borrowers, whereas other companies out there like Chase and American Express typically require a credit score of 700 or higher to qualify for their best credit cards, it just feels like Apple is actively targeting customers that could be affected the most by carrying a credit card balance. And this just doesn't sit right with me, and whether it's intentional or not, it just feels like Apple's being a little bit hypocritical by saying that they have your financial health in mind, but then going after customers that may be more likely to accumulate interest when they really shouldn't be. But for people with lower credit scores, they might not understand why carrying a balance is so bad because this stuff just isn't taught in schools when we grow up, and that's a whole different conversation for a whole different video. Now, instead of the Apple Card, I'd recommend that you go ahead and look at several other no annual fee card options out there, which I've covered in some of my previous videos, so I will put those videos on the screen right now, and you can go ahead and check them out if you want to. But let me know what you think about the Apple Card. Am I just being paranoid about Apple and their credit card here? Maybe, I don't know, but I'd love to hear what you think, and if you agree with me, or maybe you disagree with me and you actually like the Apple Card, because there's definitely some positives out there for some people. Well, anyway, I just wanted to keep this video quick and to the point, so if you've watched this all the way up until now, then thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you have a great day.